So that the save effect of Talon isn't the former Polaris boys. Not the best times in Polaris then, as they run into each other in the smokes. Can he catch anyone out? Akashi, massive stun. Huge follow-up from Jhocam. They find Bob. CML, QUARTERFINALS gone as well. And what a start for Talon. Still chasing down 423. But my god, that smoke just ruins everything. 2-0. And the hammer, Akashi, in the right spot in that tree line. Holy hell. That is nuts. Akashi is having a great time. Not as great as 423 down bot. But again, to be expected. WS does go for the chain. Managed to isolate Jhocam. He does manage to get the Hex off. But they're both dropping so low. The damage from 423 with a barrage is just too much. And now WS not in a comfy spot. Does have the Lotus. Does not get stacked up. Oh, barely survives. Like around 20, maybe 10 to 20 HP left in that range there for WS. So far, Execration. Early aggression lining up. Ponyo starting to drop a little bit low. Does get the brain sap off. Does manage to back away. Akashi giving a war cry for a little bit more of that durability. Does manage to save Ponyo just a little bit there. But it's been a little bit rougher for WS, which is the bigger issue really for Talon. Like, if this Timber Saw doesn't hit that initial timing, your tempo is kind of thrown off. Zeus gonna need some farm. Sven gonna need a lot of farm. And that is something that Execration can make use of. You've got Leshrac, you've got a Gyro. You've got a really aggressive Mars that doesn't need much to really initiate in this kind of game. You have a lot of options. WS being chased down a little bit. Rocket does connect, and the Flak does the job. No reactive armor. Means that he is easy pickings for the Flak physical output. Does get the ring. Interesting flank, but doesn't feel like they'd have enough. Try to burst down Akashi. Is fairly durable. Bracer up. Belt of Ogre Strength. Belt of Strength already up as well. Rotations onto those 6-minute power runes. Shield rune does come out for ChYuan. Does manage to bottle it up as well. Can they land the killing blow onto anyone? Thunder God's Rat. Shanks still alive. Brain Sap cleans up from Ponyo. Looking for more onto CML. Good. Earth Spike out from Jhocam. And they'll hand this over to ChYuan. Another kill coming out for Zeus 301. All that intention for that first bottle top up from the power rune. Does pay off for Talon this time. 6 camp just to top up. They will make a play onto Shanks, and it does look like our Tiny is set to fall. Thunder Gods is ready, but don't want to have to pop it. Said Lightning Bolt will get the job done. Oh, nice jump. But he's soaking up the EXP just fine. So that is where some of the concern comes in. Itemization is a bit slow for WS. Does chain forward onto CML, but just clears out the camp. You're really going to make this move. Tree chop with a Jhocam to get the further tree. And WS looks to be fine. He is forcing a full response out here, though. ChYuan getting caught out by the barrage from 423. They do manage to pick up WS. Toss up, down, back to the ground. CML will find one. ChYuan being chased a little bit, but not too far in. And the Timber Saw will go down. Yeah, that's attention away from the Sven. I suppose that's like 4 or 5 heroes coming in for the Timber Saw. And WS, again, his timings are kind of stalled out, but we've seen WS in some of these kind of games where they don't get off the best start as they make a good jump onto Bob. Spear misses from the arena of Tino. Get the toss back, but it's clipped by the arena. ChYuan actually survives because of the arena there. Well, catch out too. 423 still trying to make the turn back in, but Akashi, he's got God's Strength running. He's got the damage, and he's got the durability. Just with a 1 point in the war cry. Tino not safe. No blink. Does have a nice Lotus. It's pinned down, but a little bit too far for the chase. And Talon now 3-8, 3k lead up. 11 minutes in, feeling good. ChYuan will back off. That reminds me, should check if you can get interviews. Brando. Bramisi. Brando. Can I interview if win? Yes, yes. No need. Alright. Let me chat. For the Cubs, hello! It's been a while. How are you doing? I keep seeing your posts. I love the bird posting. It's that filter is kind of hilarious. Okay, nice blow up, CML. Let's get taken out by WS. Eponai. Shout out to you, Kababayan. Alright. Haste rune again coming in the way of Talon. Yeah, like that's 100% of the power rune so far. They're setting their eyes up top. Tino already being God Strength run down here. Arena to save. And that works for a bit until Thunder God's Wrath comes in. And now 4-3, TP'd right in front. Wanted the fight. Doesn't find it. Finds an early grave marker instead. And Talon. And they're showing us how they qualified for Birmingham. They're showing us why this team is not to be underestimated. Why these players are just amazing. WS intercepts and secures that kill from ChYuan. And our Timbersaw is just fully online. Has that full Kaya, his burst damage on you. And there's a smoke out now from Exit, looking for that rear flank. This is a big one if they catch it. ChYuan does get picked up. Does he still have the jump? They've got the chain stuns coming in, and ChYuan does fall. An 8-kill streak going towards Bob. And this ward is just not providing the security they'd want. Opens up the push, sure, but doesn't enable you to really farm that area. That's the kill that Execration needed to stay in this game. And they find it. Clinging on. Talon still playing in the area, though. WS. Jhocam. Oh, CML just melts. Got the damage here to clean up Jhocam, though. It will take him out. So a support for a support. Can they find WS? Arena's down. Spear on point as well, but the Eternal Shroud is there. WS has a lot of spell resistance. And he's actually surviving. They've got the Nightmare off. Akashi comes into pressure. Provides some spacing. The spear does not connect from Tino somehow. Akashi just threatening. Won't save. And this is the build we were talking about. You do see ChYuan drop off a little bit. He is going for the BKB on Zeus. So he understands what has to happen here after the Manta. Does have a shard up. So some of that wave clear, some of that percent base damage is going to feel great, especially against Mars and Tiny. Not that it doesn't feel like they're unkillable just yet. They do have the blink on Shanks. Can they find this angle once more into ChYuan? They managed to catch Ponyo, but they lose their Mars. Ponyo does get the grip off onto Shanks, holding him long enough for the follow-through. Ponyo and Akashi will find out for themselves. We shall see. Bot being sieged, they are TPing up top. They did manage to catch out Tino. Jhocam finding him all by his lonesome, and Tino just melts in comparison. No durability items up yet. Rest of Execration bailing out, just TPing away. Bot tier 2 still does stand. They do hold back on that from Execration's end, but Talon getting way too much in this game. Tosterus, hello, it's been a while. But Talon again. They've been allowed too much. 13k lead, locking down bot once more. BKB up on Akashi. Bloodstone is up for Bob. Does help the cause just a tad bit. Increased radius is pretty massive. Which is pretty nice, but... ChYuan with a haste just looking to run down. They see Bob. They've got the imprisonment to save. CML does manage to bail out ChYuan. Stuck in the middle. Still manages to find that kill. ChYuan still set to fall, but does have the Aegis, and they will be able to find CML for the trouble. Finding Tino as well. Akashi's starting to drop low, though. Is going to survive. They find Tino in the end. 4-2-3. All out of juice. No call down, no barrage for a little bit longer, and will just fall. ChYuan finds both. They don't even find that Sven diving forward. And the slow and steady siege kicks in for Talon. Execration shove other lanes. What's the play here for Execration? You kind of want Shard on Bob for the high ground def after BKB. They don't really have easy access to form. Call down is there to clear out the waves. They do manage to get Arena, but they don't manage to get the spear off. Nice Nightmare dodge as well on Ponyo. They're just not finding anything. They will find Jhocam at the very least. BKB for Akashi. Looking to chase someone down. They'll find one onto Shanks. Another onto Tino. To jump forward onto CML. Doesn't manage to get the disruption off. It's not going to be enough to fully save him. CML, not long for the world. Will get chopped down. Bob being chopped away as well. Triple buybacks from Execration. They want to clean up. Tino already dying back. And they can't find anything. It's just been Jhocam. Shanks died back now as well. And what can poor old CML hope to do with 4-2-3? Nothing. They called a GG. Execration are done with game 1. And easy to just keep sapping away at Doom's Gold. nullifying pretty much. Does opt for the Infernal Blade to try to trade back. Jhocam could be in a world of hurt. That's a lot of output early from 423. Blood Grenade as well, but not going to be enough to clean Jhocam up. Infernal Blade is also good damage, though, so we've got that back and forth play. WS is going to need a lot of sustain, does have a salve.
Now
Let's see.
attention.
Tino does get first blood onto Ponyo. Does look like Murano was daring to venture a little bit too far out. Does have the arrow, but again, just on the line. Let's see that improves again for the side of XS CML. Copping quite a fair bit. One more stack would have done from Jhocam, but doesn't have the mana. And that will force a salve on CML, but he gets to stay in lane. Yes, dropping a little bit low. Janata is ready, but quite enough. Oh, good save with the disruption. Enough spacing for WS to run off. And now CML could be in a spot of trouble. He's actually going for the Lotus. We'll eat it. Jhocam, one more. Does not manage to find a stack, but we'll get the right-click trade in his favor. So we'll find one, but that's a reset CML was looking for. 43 salving up once more. And stronger presence overall once more for Execration laning phase at the very least, but again, it's not the comfiest time for the Lush now. If they can repeat that move for Exe on the power runes, that's where you start to lock in this early start. Getting good farm across the board for Execration cores. Miles ahead, or heads and shoulders ahead at the very least, in comparison to Talon as they snipe off Ponyo once more. That Breed Fire at level 2 does a ton of damage, along with the Acorn Shot at 2. Only so much Akashi can do there. No value point in the Warcry this time around. And Execration. Looks like they've warmed up. Game 1 was a little bit rougher around the edges. Game 2 looking a lot sharper in the coordination in the laning phase. Talon does feel like they're the ones that kind of needs to sit back and farm up going into the mid-game now. No stacks being made up. WS starting to drop low up top. 423 was playing tag quite ferociously. But Jhocam does not have enough mana to keep lining up these Shadow Poisons. And it is not going to be enough damage to kill off 423. CML will stay alive. One more stack does connect. And Jhocam does find it. So it does work out in one way. It is only the Rubik getting shut out here. But you are finding something. Still, Execration, you're farming on all your cores. Tino is having a great time. 423 is having a great time. Bob's having a great time now. And every time you lose a support, it's a free bottle top-up for Bob. 6-minute rune already rotating up top. Illusion rune does get picked up. They get the combo onto ChYuan. Does get the split earth off and does find the Illuse. So he is pretty happy. Bushwhack. Oh, good dodge. ChYuan sees it in the nick of time. Getting so much damage off. Bob's actually going to fall. The illusion's coming in from Jhocam. Melee range arrow from Ponyo. And they might be able to... They find Shanks. Oh, Talon. Bouncing back in there. Fine form for them. All around those power runes. And that's what we're talking about here. Mid lane power runes for these two mids. Very important to secure. And the side of Execration starting to line up for Akashi. Did pop Godstrand earlier, but again, this Dragon Knight is just a little bit too tanky for them. It is going to blink first for Tino, so it looks like Mage Slayer might be bypassed, which is fine this game. I don't think it's... I mean, it's great, especially against Lush, but you can kind of get away with it without it so early on. Talon has to stem the bleeding. And they've got level 6 up on 423. They're making a move up top here onto CML. So I think they'll find him, no problem. ChYuan will take a kill for himself. Trying to ramp up into that Kaya. Don't find a big one they'd want. Need to put a stop. Big boon for him into that Maelstrom. Bit of a smoke out from Talon. Let's see what they find here. We'll lose WS up top while that happens. Just purely to Shuriken Toss spam, looks like, and a little bit of a rundown. They will find Tino in exchange. This is a big one to stop. Blink was just about 100 gold away. Will be stalled out. Now 300 gold away. And that is, I believe, the full Kaya for ChYuan flying out. Still, Execration, they do have the tempo here right now. Slight net worth lead. They've got this early time lined up, 4-2-3. That phylactery is becoming a reality in a short moment. Maelstrom for Bob not too far off. And everything's just kind of ramping up at Talon. Moonlight Shadow is up. They are trying to sneak around. They do find Bob. WS just finds it without committing doom. Does manage to get the rundown. Lots of damage coming out with Ponyo maxing out the Starstorm, of course. And now that siege can begin with the Lesh. Onto mid lane they go. Level 3 Diabolic Edict. Fortify will stall for just a bit. They won't have to worry about the Fortify after. Should have that ready. They will find Jhocam, but they do manage to get the disruption off. Arrow combination is perfect. Hammering CML. They will exchange Jhocam. ChYuan finds one. That's a big streak in Jhocam, though. That is a pretty massive streak. And Ponyo falling as well. Trying to make that move onto ChYuan. Laguna did fly out, but ChYuan is still healthy. Still has a stick as well. Gonna be just fine. 2 for 1. Execration, still feeling happy about that. Are smoked up. Got that full phylactery in 4-2-3, and Tino has his blink. Not gonna be able to jump anyone, though, but they could jump bot. If they see Akashi, if they make this move onto the Sven, could be massive. They're sneaking around a long way. 4-2-3 has a Shadow Walk value point. Looks like they are. They give away Devour onto CML. Oh, instantly lift back on WS. Still alive for now, but here comes 4-2-3, spotting them out. ChYuan left alone. Disruption to save, but not going to save him for long. Just gone still. 2 down for nothing on Execration's end. Get the track onto Jhocam and clean him up as well. 10-10, 3k lead. And Talon can't afford to give that kind of openings. Execration, again, they're in control here. Talon have to sit back and farm. Blink being working forward. Ponyo does drop the sentry. Will take the Watcher as well. Does get Dragon Tail stun though. Follow up, not quite there. Bushwhack will connect. Ponyo still can try to run. Does drop the sentry, but gets spotted by 4-2-3. Does not have a leap. They will find another track. Just all these kills. Just so much gold. Only 1,000 gold left for 4-2-3 to find. And only really Akashi being safe in farm here. Blink Dagger is coming out for a Sven. High ground defense for the side of Talon is pretty smooth. Especially if you can get the shard up on your Leshrac. So you can start to consider to stall the game out that way. Good spacing out. LVS will TP. They blink forward. They want Tino gone. They will be able to find him. Bot's round has been popped. They need to find more. Can Akashi keep that chase going? Blink still on cooldown. Doesn't look like they'll be able to find anything more. So Tino's the first core kill they find in a while. And that does stave off the push at the very least, just for a moment. The tier 2 is still set to fall from one tiny shove in. We shall see. Siege onto tier 1 at last. Max out Edict from ChYuan should get the stun. Oh, Akashi going forward so far. They get the Doom off onto Bob, but Bushwhack holds them back. Can they actually keep this chase onto the Lina? They'll find 4-2-3 in the back with ChYuan. Massive streak going his way. Bob's still alive, but does get... So it's not the easiest target to gun down. Ponyo leaping forward. Do they actually want Bob here? Bushwhack will save. Bob does get arrowed up. Get the jump, disruption off the save. They want the damage on everyone else. They're ignoring Bob. They want that Aegis gone or to expire if possible. Aegis does go. They did lose their Doom. Buybacks out on CML. They can find his follow-up fight, but ChYuan has his own BKB. Bloodstone as well. Force the TP away. Talon falling a little bit flat there. No Godstrand's down though for a little bit longer. Is an opening as they will jump forward. Akashi game sense was tingling. Does back off in the nick of time. Not in the nick of time. The Gleipnir is in the nick of time from Shanks. And Akashi caught in the middle of nowhere. No BKB, no way out. Lifted up, back down. The Guardian Greaves saving for now. Can they take this fight? Gem was dropped with Ponyo falling. They're still chasing deep. Ward again, they'll jump forward. They will find CML. Force Staff is there to save from the arrow. CML still set to fall. We'll find Jhocam in exchange. Can they take this follow-up? Shanks just melting to the output of ChYuan. Bob still managing to get the BKB off. Doom is out. Can they keep this chase? Arrow Does not connect, and it looks like Bob should be able to run all the way back to safety. Still, Harpoon up on Akashi. Does manage to jump forward and catch one. Tino down as well. Only Bob remaining alive. Right? Just pull someone back, stall out the fight, steal a big spell, and go from there as they catch one. Blow up Shanks. And that Hoodwink has been a massive problem with a Bushwhack. Taking care of that. Opening up some angles for the push here. Really great vision out from Talon. Keep control on the triangle. They've left the Watcher alone, which is maybe a little bit surprising. Find his shard. And ponyo will heal up from the demonic cleanse. Still, keeping that chase up. Tino wants to find more. Akashi does have the BKB shortly. Arrow combination does connect. They'll be able to find Tino here. Bob, he isn't safe. Still running away. Lots of force staffs to save him. But they will hold him down. They pop that Lincoln's. The Doom's up. Bob's gone. With no buyback. Execration. They chase so damn far, they don't find anything. And Talon punishes. Could have seen him. Moonlight Shadow up. And be able to break the smokes. They spot Tino. ChYuan does manage to get the BKB off. Can they get the Doom off onto Bob? There is no Doom just yet. They will find CML. Doom in 6 seconds. TP out. Akashi does get taken out. Can they clean up though? Bob left alone in the middle. The stuns are coming in from ChYuan. So the real carry is gone. Tino melting down as well. A 3 for 1. Still be able to find Shanks. 4 for 1. Moonlight. See if that finds anything. There are sentries being dropped here. Is that? No, it'll find Shanks. I'll be happy with a little squirrel kill. Some road kill coming out here for Talon. Or, well, I guess that's what Hawks do. Pick up squirrels. Full Wind Waker available now. So they will jump onto CML. They do miss. But they will just probably take this time to melt what they can. Wind Waker forward to find the kill. And they're going to be able to rip through this tier 3. Force out the fort once more. Creep Wave isn't quite there. So you're going to be happy with this one on Talon. Backdoor is gone. Still trying onto Akashi. They will isolate Bob. Good demonic purge. Buyback force from CML. Bob just held away. Akashi blinking forward aggressively. Again, Age is still up for a long time. Bob, 1 slash away, is gone. No buyback still. What did he buy? He bought out the Crystallis. They're going to lose everyone. No buybacks. Dieback in CML and GG is called. Talon does find a 2-0 win. And we'll move on in the upper bracket here for the qualifiers for the Elite League of ESV. Talon, spectacular job in this game after what looked like